If you think the record label's coming to bail you out, you know, I know they support you at the beginning or whatever. You got Lil Durk right now. Lil Durk is facing life, right? If you think he's thinking, I don't know, man. God bless him if he's thinking the record label gonna
Just,
say,
I don't know about none of that shit. But fast forward the times from Pac to Dirk. He's making mad off. He got mad. He's trying to put up mad M's, buildings, all. They denying his bill thus far. But Pac didn't have that to put up. So,
man, listen,
is it like
it goes
how you
back.
feel about that with the
It
times?
goes
Because as
back.
big as Pac was,
Look,
he should have had, you
it
don't think
goes
he should have
back.
been able to get out
Listen,
without
it's
shit?
back. It
Are you
goes, now
hearing
he
me?
ain't have it.
No, but you just said he was everywhere on the
He
news.
was, but he didn't have that bag. He didn't have that bag or he would have bailed himself out. He didn't have the money to bail himself out. Sometimes we living day by day. We just living by different
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why it's a
things.
fucked up
We out here.
situation? Because Dirk got the
Everybody,
money
you
and
think
he
you
can't
check the
get out.
check? You think you check the check? You working every day, check the check. We check the check. If we buying $300,000 watches, homes, and everywhere, we check
That's why
the
you
check.
got to keep working.
That's why you got to keep working.
Everybody is so rich, then why they fucking still working?
No,
you
no,
gotta
no,
fucking work.
No.
Yeah.
When I see Smokey Robinson and all the motherfuckers still at Vegas and Lionel
Still
Richie,
going. I just seen Rod Stewart about to do something. He 180.
All right, so what does that mean? Does that
No,
mean
it's-
that they love to do
it's
it?
a
Or
beautiful-
does it mean
it's
like you
both.
got to pay the bills?
Yeah, he got
You
bills
got
to
kids
pay.
in college. You got all type
Got
of
shit
fucking
going on, yeah.
mortgages. You got car notes. You got shit like, I mean, guys 80 years old still performing, touring. I mean, just 2 days ago was Patti LaBelle.
Yeah, my
She's
mom
80
went there.
something. I would have went.
Yeah, my mom and the went.
I was in Vegas stuck. I had a show. Patti LaBelle, my girl Stephanie Mills,
Gladys Knight, Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan.
Yo, the reality is that most of these people, and I've been saying it, and a lot of people keep on going on to these stupid sites, these celebrity net worths, and they're wrong. And living check to check as a performer or as a person that has made millions of dollars is insane to me. I will never take out a loan again. Well, let me not say never because it's a lot of business reasons why you could take out a loan. Tax purposes, you ain't got to pay back loans on taxes, whatever. But, you know, everything that I do is paid for. Cars paid for. Houses that I'm building, real estate, investments paid for. Just because rappers make a lot of money or performers or entertainers or whatever make a lot of money don't mean that they got a lot of money. Most of them are broke. And when I say broke, I mean broken. You know what I'm saying? They check the check, they got problems. The biggest problem that I see from people that really got money, that got a decent net worth, is they always fight with the tax man. That's not a bad fight to have because that means that you're generating a lot of revenue, that you got a lot of investments. Most of the time you got a lot of things that you're trying to write off, and you know they may want to fight that and all of that. So that's not a bad position to be in because that means that you're financially literate in most instances. Now, people that just got problems for the sake of having problems because they, you know, as signs of neglect, that's a whole nother conversation. But bringing it back to what Joe was saying, these guys, look, 95, 96, 97% of these rappers are broke. I will tell you right now, I don't want to say that much. We'll talk about that part on After Hours. But when I say it a lot of time, I say your favorite rapper is broke. Man, they jewelry be rented. Half of that junk be fake. I'm okay with like people having car notes or whatever like that because that just means that you got the majority of your money tied up in investments. And then more importantly, you know, it's write-offs that you can have, certain vehicles that you can buy. If you get it as a lease, you're going to be paying the same amount regardless. So why spend all of the money up front when you can basically parse it out and then you're going to still have the same write-offs if it's in your business name. So it's a lot of mindset that come behind that, but most of these guys is financially illiterate. They get money, spend money, get money, spend money, get money, spend money, and they have to work. You know, it's a difference between a person that is working because they find a sense of purpose in it, they love it, and they just like it making more money. You know, there's nothing wrong with working relentlessly because, you know, Warren Buffett just stepped down from Berkshire Hathaway and he over 90 years old. You know, I see Dan Gilbert, the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers and Rocket, he is working all of that. Like, there's nothing wrong with working. Working gives you purpose. Working. I retired at 37 years old 6 years ago, and then I went back to work because I was bored as hell. It just is what it is, and it was a free bag, so why not? But I'm telling you, most of these guys are financially illiterate. They have no clue, and just because you generate a lot, and that's why I be telling people all the time, stop pocket watching. Stop thinking that just because these guys are famous that translates into resources. I don't care how much money you make. You can always outspend it. You can always fumble it. You can always mess it up. And they are telling you the truth. And I know so many guys. I'm telling you, I know some athletes. I know a bunch of athletes. And I know a bunch of entertainers that get coaching calls. And it be towards the tail end of their career a lot of times. A couple of them have hit me up earlier. But it be at the tail end of their career a lot of times. And then they want to start trying to put things together and get things together. You got to live the rest of your life. The rest of your life. Now they're starting to put things in place like 401ks and pensions and certain plans so where they can't touch it till they 50 or 60 or whatever like that. But telling you, man, telling you, they got to be protected against themselves. They tapped.
Come on. That's
Yeah.
a must-see
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah.
But either they doing it for the love and the passion, or they still got to get the money to pay these bills. Because these
Both.
bills just keep
They don't
coming.
stop. The bills don't stop.
The bills keep coming. I don't care.
The
If you
bills
live-
is coming now.
The bills is coming now. The train is coming. And so what happens is, I don't care how much money we make. It's almost like shampoo. The shit just slipped through your fingers. I'm not safe. No, I'm keeping it real with you. I am not safe with no amount of money. You don't know how many times I made $1 million and that shit was gone in like a month or two. And it's just regular shit. Yo, pay the lawyer, pay your insurance, pay this. Pay a
Repeat
couple
process.
Just this, that. And then you turn around and it's like, yo, where's the bread? Yo, bro. You know, Louis Vuitton ain't cheap, bro. All that
You
shit
don't
you
have to
doing
have
out here
Louis
looking
Vuitton.
cute, it ain't cheap. And so there's always a check to check. I don't care how much money you make.
Nah.
It blows my mind.
Nah.
When I'm sitting down, I'm like, yo, I just made $1 million last month. How the fuck you telling me the Amex bill, this done washed up 2/4 of the shit, like real quick. Like, and you thinking you in the fucking, when I was in the projects, I thought I could buy a fucking cloud with $1 million. A cloud. Like, I'd be like, yo, I could buy me a cloud. $1 million? You looking at the fucking cartoon, they going $1 million?
Yeah.
They was acting like you could buy the whole Bronx of that shit.
Check this out, though. Fast forward, how we started from cassettes, now it's all the way to iCloud and all your music lives in the sky. How the fuck is it, with all of this streaming and all that, is it more money? It's definitely more money, because they just, but how?
Because they made it so that
these guys don't even understand their own business. They honestly, this is why, and I'm glad that they having these conversations. So it's not that I'm not appreciative of what's going on, but them as artists, which is one of the reasons why back in the day, the Locks was in the situation that they was in with their contract, because I'm sure that they just signed it and they don't even understand it. But they don't even understand the logistics and the logic behind how it is that they make money in the business that they in. I've always been taught to mind your business, meaning that you need to understand the business that you're in before you start to try to monetize it. That way you make the most from it and you generate the most revenue. Most independent artists and most people that are able to do things independently and is successful at it will make way more money. And it has nothing to do with the fact that, you know, they generate just a lot more revenue. It's that they understand the business. I'm going to continue this conversation tomorrow night on After Hours. Make sure you guys tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.